Hi there, it's Anne of Rosie Duck Designs here. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. The project that I'm going to make today is going to feature the beautiful Blackberry Beauty Speciality Designer Series paper, which is what you can see on my grid pad here. I'm just making sure that my camera is still rolling, so I'm going to sit down and hopefully make myself comfortable and share this lovely paper with you. So here we go. We've got some beautiful golden foil elements to this paper, and this is the one that we're going to be using today. But I thought it, let's put the hours around the right way, thought it worth sharing this lovely paper with you. It kind of speaks for itself and it doesn't really need very much else added to it, which is just as well because I'm keeping it simple. These are the flip sides to the paper. Brilliant backgrounds to use. Some lovely sort of almost autumnal colours going on there, as well as some bright colours. The rich raspberry is the colour that we're going to be picking out with the actual card. So very simple, and I'm using as my base card the rich raspberry cardstock, and as usual that is cut at my normal size of 8 by 6, scored at 4 on the long side, 20 by 15 scored at 10 on the long side for the metric. This card is going to be in the portrait style, and I've cut just various rectangles basically, and that's all we've really got going on. I've teamed up with this paper a piece of the brushed metallic foils that you can find in the mini catalogue. They're on page 32. Now we were introduced to those in the catalogue last year, the July to December catalogue, so we've met them before and they've carried on to the new mini catalogue, so I was really pleased to get them back because there's a nice selection of bronze, gold and copper foils, and I do love a bit of foil, I have to say. So I'm using the gold to team up with the gold foil that we've got going on in the designer series paper. So basically all we need to do is put the card together. So I'm going to stick this one. So I've cut the paper so that my design is going obviously in a horizontal pattern as opposed to the vertical pattern, because I want a landscape style card. So let's just stick the front bit on. So this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, or 9.5 by 14.5. I think I will still attack it I'll stack it from this end. I think things have to be going in the right direction for me to kind of work out where I'm going to stick them down, even if it bears no resemblance to what the card is going to look like when I've finished. So that's the front. We might as well do the inside of the card as well. So I've cut a piece of basic white card, and that is 3.5 by 5.5. So I've cut it slightly smaller than I would normally, but I just wanted a little bit more of a border showing here. So I'm going to stick this on. I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside of the card, but I am going to add a little something just to pretty up the inside. Let me just centralise that. There we go. So next we've got a piece of the gold foil, and I'm just going to flip my instructions over. That is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, or 7 by 12 in the metric, and that's going to go in the middle there. I know you're going to find this really hard to believe, but I'm not even going to use Wink of Stella on this card. So I just think this paper is so pretty, it doesn't need much else or anything else added to it. So that's going in the middle there. And then I've got another rectangle and I've cut that at 2 by 4 or 5.2 by 10.2. Customary cat hair going on there. Turn that up the right way and that's going to go in the middle there. Putting that in the middle. And then finally I've got another piece of the gold foil and a piece of the rich raspberry card, and I've cut those out with the Stitch So Sweetly dies, which I know are on my table to bring in and I have totally forgotten, so I will attempt to pause this video and go and retrieve those. So I'm just going to check that it is still going round, because this is when it all generally goes horribly wrong and I find that I'm talking to myself. It looks okay, let's hope for the best. So I did want to just share these with you rather than just tell you what I've used, because this is a lovely set of dies. Since my favourite ovals disappeared, I sort of thought I had to find something else that I really enjoyed using, and I actually really love these. So you've got lots of different rectangle shapes here, but you've also got this lovely different shapes here that kind of really work together. So I've been using them quite a lot, and it's still got that nice stitched edged finish, which I really like. So for these I've used that size, so that's the third smallest working your way up, and I've used the second smallest for this piece of card that I've cut out. So there we go. I knew it was all going too well that I hadn't forgotten anything. We all know that's kind of too good to be true. So what I've done on here is I've heat embossed just a simple sentiment of happy anniversary, which I've got from the Elegantly Said stamp set. I'm not going to go into heat embossing because I'm sure if you've been card making for a number of years you know exactly what I'm talking about, but basically you need some gold emboss powder, a Versamark pad and a heat tool. Now I'm also aware that people are beginning their card making journey at various times, so somebody could be now watching this and thinking what are you going on about. So my plan is to do a very short video which I will upload to YouTube just to cover the basics of heat embossing, and I hope to do that in the next day or two. And I just thought it saves everybody sitting through me heat embossing something when they clearly know what I'm doing and probably do it better than I do. So as I say, I will in the next couple of days I will add a little tutorial about the basics of heat embossing, just if it's all new to you. So I'm just going to attach a little piece of the rich raspberry card to my piece of gold foil here in the middle, making sure I've got a reasonable border around all four sides, and then I'm simply going to attach that to the front of the card with some stamping dimensions. Make sure I put it up the right way, and that's just going to go in the centre. That's basically our card is finished. I've just got a little strip of the paper, and that is 1.5 by 4.5, or 3.6 by 11.3, and I'm just going to stick that down the side of the envelope just to pretty that up a little bit. You could obviously stamp, but I'm just actually just trying to keep things simple at the moment. And you can always then just check and see if there's any trimming that needs to be done. It's hardly worth it, but I will just trim that a little bit. There we go. So we've got our envelope and our card. But as I said, there was just a little extra element that I wanted to add to the inside of the card just to pretty that up. And I'm going to do that by using, and I apologise in advance for my pronunciation of this, ephemera pack, I think is the correct pronunciation, but that comes with within the Blackberry Beauty suite, which you'll find on page 44 of the catalogue. I left this little bit till last to share this with you because I'm afraid mine is now in a little bit of a state, but I will just show you what the concept of this is. It's £5.50 and it comes with all these different elements. So you've got some cut out, almost a label here that you could add a sentiment. You've got some of these lovely cutouts here with the floral designs. We've got some acorns going on. We've got a very nice owl. So basically, you may think that you could just use the paper and this without even investing in the stamp set, because there's lots of really pretty things and you can put them together with the combination of this and the paper and some sentiments of your own choice. So it's another possibility. And again, if you don't have at this point in time a cutting machine, a die cut machine, then you've got some beautiful die cut elements here with all you've got to do is press them out of the base card here. So there's a lovely label here. As you see, I have used some of my elements, so it is a bit messy, but there's another label there you could add some sentiments to. There's again some elements here that you can put on the fronts of cards or in the inside of card. Another same as what I've shown you, and we've seen that as well. So we've got a couple of sheets. We've got one of those, but we've got two of those and two of those. So lots and lots of lovely things in there to make your creations pretty with very little effort. So what I've done is I've just taken one of the little gold elements. I'm going to put that. It's probably dangerous because the cat's up there and he probably thinks that's a toy, but hopefully that will be safe. So all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue. I'm adding it to the wider elements. Tombow would probably be good if you can be trusted with it. I'm safer with this sort of glue. But, there we go. We just want to get enough glue on there to make it stick. I think that will be fine. You can always check your design. This looks okay, but if you've gone slightly over and you can see the glue poking through, you can always get hold of your paper piercer and just gently go in amongst the bit where the glue is where it shouldn't be, and you can just pull it out and just make sure that it's either stuck to your paper piercer or it's peeled back onto the back where we actually wanted the glue. And all I'm going to do with that is pop that on the corner there, just so that the inside of my card is prettied up, but I've got plenty of room there to write a message to the couple to wish them a happy anniversary. So that is it. Very simple card to put together, but beautiful paper. so you can finish up with a really nice card with very little effort because the paper is doing all the work. I will be back with another project, which again will feature another element of this lovely paper. So I'll be back, and again that will feature one of the other designs from this ephemera pack. So that's the next project. This is available, all of these products are available via my online shop, so as usual I'll put a link to that on the front, and I'll also put a link to my blog because there's other information that is happening, and you can keep up with Stampin' Up news via my blog. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I will see you again very soon, but until then, please look after yourselves. Bye for now.